I even had a little bit of mist come out.
Welcome to the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. We are in Season 4, Episode 41, and our fantastic journey continues. This time we're off to Italy, and our wine nerd word of the week is carbon. What does carbon have to do with wine? Well, quite a bit, actually. In fact, canned wine produces a lot less carbon footprint. In fact, it uses 70% less CO2 than transporting or producing bottles. So if you want to do something good for the environment, use a canned wine. That's our word of the week, which is carbon footprint, which you don't normally associate with wine, but everything has a carbon footprint. Now, our can of the week, which is right here, is going to be introduced by our intrepid wine traveler, Kenny. Are you there, Kenny?
I sure am, Brad.
And where does the Canned Wine Podcast find you today?
Well, today I'm in Fort Frances, Ontario. I drove back down to Fort Frances, and tomorrow I'm going to another community called Seine River.
Well, that's great. And we're happy that you held on to your canned wine and you're prepared to drink it with us. What is the can of the week?
It's a Defy white wine.
Correct. And this is a 250 milliliter, 13% alcohol by volume. Very little information on the website. They have this kind of defiant, if you will, marketing technique where they tell you very little about it. They just say, as it says on the can, it's wine and it's wet. So through a little intrepid research, we found it's an Italian white, specifically a Sicilian white, and the grapes that are used are the Carato Bianco and the Zibio grapes. I hope I got that right. And it is produced in Sicily and canned there. Has very little, makes me think of the no-name groceries that we used to get at the Economart. Remember those, Kenny? This has almost no label on it, although it does say that it's.
I sure do. Yeah, I've got you on. There's a slight delay in my answering because I have you on mute because there's a major thunderstorm happening where I am, so when you're speaking, I've got you on mute. So if you ask me a question, just give me a second to reply. Thanks.
No problem. And this stuff is listed as vegan friendly, also so that it means they don't use animal byproducts like eggs or things in the fining process. They also don't. It is listed as organic. So I found some of this through some research. And it's an interesting wine. They have a red, a white, and a rosé. We have opened the red previously, but I managed to get a can of this up to you, Kenny, with, I can't remember if you brought this back when you were down here visiting New York recently, and we took a can of wine to the top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah, that was a fun experience.
Yeah. And we had several different cans of wine while you were here, as well as wine not in cans. It was a really great visit and we appreciate it. And I am officially was told when I was talking to you today, I'm to invite you back in the fall time. So if you're booking trips and vacations, consider coming back. Even American Thanksgiving, we could still find some interesting stuff to do. What is it that we do at the Canned Wine Podcast?
We open cans of wine and we talk about them.
So why don't we get right to that? I'll give you a countdown.
Right, I'm still, hang on, I'm just, there she is. I even had a little bit of mist come out of my lid.
Now, for those of you that have been intently following us, you know we're right in the middle of the Rosé Roundup. But with the travel and the logistics of getting wines up to the remote regions, we're having kind of a throwback Thursday with this Defy White. and we're enjoying it because white wine is well enjoyed at this time of year. I'm smelling citrus and white fruits.
So do I.
Very clean taste. Almost no carbonation. Oh, an excellent wine. Lots of fruity flavors. Definitely citrus. I don't taste much apple.
It has a robust smell to it.
Yeah. Probably fermented in stainless steel at cool temperatures to keep everything happy and happening. This would go really good with crab legs or any sort of seafood, white pasta, or just whatever light fare you have, I would say. Would you agree with that, Kenny?
I do agree with that, yeah. I'm on the road, so I went to Subway today, and I got myself a chicken sub. So this will go well with my nice chicken sub.
That would definitely...
whole wheat bread, yummy, yummy.
It would definitely go well with a Subway sub sandwich. Now, our shout out this week goes to our friends originally from Brandon, but now they're in Winnipeg. It was great to visit you. Enjoyed the wine and the curries. Fantastic. Congratulations on the graduation. Cheers. And that's our shout out for this week. Our head scratcher is, what country and specifically what island does this wine come from? So that's that. And we're motoring on. I'm assuring you that our next episode will in fact be a rosé as we continue our rosé roundup, but we do appreciate all wines and we don't mind defying the norms and opening a white up in the middle of rosé. So cheers. And thanks again, Kenny, for you carrying this can all the way up into the great north and opening it and hopefully enjoying it.
I am. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I am enjoying it. Yummy, yummy.
And I'm holding up one of our last New York postcards, of which you already have one. If anybody is kind enough to answer the head scratcher on YouTube or Instagram, send us a note, subscribe. We'll hunt you down and send you one of these in the mail. So love to send cards out, love to see people subscribing and sharing this information of canned wines. And thanks to Van Wyck Liquors in Croton-on-Hudson, where I picked this up. It's not every day you can just go down and pick up a can of wine, but I know they had some, and I was in the wine cave today, and I'm like, where did that matching can go? Because for those of you that don't know, I have a can here in New York, and Ken has a can in Fort Francis, Ontario, which is very close to International Falls, Minnesota. In fact, you could drive across a bridge and be in International Falls in about 10 minutes. So I was able to go and pick it up at Van Wyck's, and nobody beats Van Wyck. They're great and helpful, and they have a pretty good selection of cans, half bottles and other small things if you're into reducing your package size. But the can selection is good, and they always have Defy. So thanks again to those guys. Now, in closing, we'd like to thank you all for tuning into the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. Remember to enjoy responsibly, and just because it comes in a can doesn't mean you can't drink and drive. The Canned Wine Podcast is a Center Stage production. All rights reserved.